Ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and What do you think, Sarah, this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana. And God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining on this morning. As we are going to elaborate something real quick, before I start the video, I would like to clarify something. Deportations are happening right now. They are returning them back little by little on small amounts. A lot of people are saying they're not deporting them as exactly as they were speculating, and they were, possibly saying all these conspiracies that they're lies, saying they're not deporting also to Guatemala. And we showed how the United States government, through McAllen, Texas, through Harlingen, Texas, they were deporting all the way to Guatemala people that they are non-Mexican. And they were actually flying them from Harlingen, Texas, and from McAllen, Texas. As yesterday, they are started to round up small amounts, but they are deporting them back to Haiti, as these people are thinking that they are going to be flown to some other particular place where they are going to be accepted in the United States of America. But no, they are being deported. And I will show you articles right now that they have been written about this, articles that I have shown since I have started broadcasting, and ultimately other broadcasters that they're really reliable sources that they have used these articles, which they prove, and it is comparable evidence that they are deporting right now and returning them back to Haiti under Title 42, that a lot of these people don't know. But Title 42, that it was supposedly going to be a policy, that it was going to be brushed away from the Biden administration. The Biden administration reinforced Title 42. It's amazing what this administration, the Biden administration, it is the most disastrous administration ever in terms to immigration. The most disastrous, incapable, in a crisis that they created. It is today the worst scenario, impossibly in history, of you saw 17,000+ migrants as 2 days ago underneath the bridge, and they started decreasing little by little. Now they are fraction of less than 12,000 as they are scattered back to Mexico. In Mexico right now, they started an operation to detain and to also return him back, and to also detain the people that they don't have the visa of transit. They've been having documents that they're fake, that they show supposedly that they are eligible to be transited in our country, but they've been showing a fake document that it was paid off ultimately by a coyote or by a trafficker. This visa transit is the document that they have shown in inspection points, which a lot of these people are traveling with the fake document. A lot of them are traveling with the legitimate document. But it is the most important thing about this is the lies that this individual has said. And I will put this video again. I will put this video again because I want to show you, and I want to remind every leftist about this. Do you remember, to all you leftists, do you remember how this president said that he was going to create a better pathway for migrants, and that there was no trafficking of children, and that all these people were traveling with their family, the kids were traveling with their parents? It's unbelievable, the lies. Let me put this video first, as I am going to go little by little. And ultimately, I will show you the articles that they are showing people getting deported back to Haiti, to Puerto Príncipe. And also show you, lastly, Title 42, that is under the policy that these people are not admissible to the United States of America. It is incredible what this Biden administration is doing to our country of Mexico also. That the Biden administration is not thinking about the Acuña citizens, is not thinking about the Tijuana citizens, is not thinking about the Tapachula citizens. They're not thinking about the repercussions and the effect of this implication of lifting a policy that says we're going to stop deporting to Haiti. So this was provoked because of that. They don't think about the domino effect that these policies have. It not only affects Mexico, but affects Central America, South America, and affects all the countries that they want to come through to migrate into the United States of America. It's just unbelievable. And this, a lot of people are saying, their question, why would they will be deporting to Haiti when they haven't lived there for many years? It's exactly what Obama did. Obama was the head deporter in chief. Remember, this is exactly what Obama did. And I told you, long time ago, Obama had this doing. You cannot relate. There's people are saying there's some. I've seen some migrants in a church, Oscar. You're talking about 3 or 4 or 30. Because of those, you're saying that they're not deporting anymore. Come on, let's get the facts straight, people. Come on. Remember what Obama was doing. Obama was deporting hundreds of thousands. And the effect was the funneling of making money with people. What is the funneling of making money with people? This is the funneling. I deport you, you come back. He's saying he's creating jobs. Which jobs he's creating? Private companies, the transportation of irregular migrants, planes, hiring private planes. Also, not only that, creating jobs with nonprofit organizations, the private prisons, CCAs, MCC, GEOs, creating also detention centers for people to stay. That is the creation of jobs that he's talking about. It's the funneling of money using migrants. He promised them that he was going to give them asylum, and he said, Title 42, you're out. This is exactly what Obama was doing in the past. Look at this video. I like to play this video a lot. Hear this video, 6 minutes and 17 seconds.
reversed your zero tolerance policy, but the United States can't locate the parents of more than 500 children. So how will these families ever be reunited?
Children are brought here by coyotes and lots of bad people, cartels, and they're brought here, and they used to use them to get into our country. We now have as strong a border as we've ever had. We're over 400 miles of brand new wall. You see the numbers, and we let people in, but they have to come in legally, and they come in through.
But how will you reunite these kids with their families?
They built cages. You know, they used to say, I built the cages. And then they had a picture in a certain newspaper. There was a picture of these horrible cages, and they said, look at these cages. President Trump built them. And then it was determined they were built in 2014. That was him.
Do you have a plan to reunite the kids?
Yes, we're working on it we're trying very hard. But a lot of these kids come out without the parents. They come over through cartels and through coyotes and through gangs.
Vice President Biden, let me bring you into this conversation. Quick response and then another question to you.
These 500 plus kids came with parents. They separated them at the border to make it a disincentive to come to begin with.
Separating at the border as you are separating people right now. You're saying that he's separating at the border as you are separating people right now. Look at all the lies, all the things that this man, orange man bad, all the things that this man said, all the things that this man said on the left, that you're saying that he was a racist, a fascist, a narcissist. Was he a crazy man? And this is unbelievable. Every single lie again.
Real tough. We're really strong. And guess what? They cannot, it's not coyotes didn't bring them over. Their parents were with them. They got separated from their parents.
Wow. So there's no coyotes. There's no traffickers right now. 21 unaccompanied minors. 21,000 unaccompanied minors in your custody. Statements from migrants that they are saying that there's a lot of trafficking of children in Panama, in Guatemala, in Honduras, in El Salvador, in all Central and South America. Every single migrant, he will tell you there is trafficking of children. This man, he said there was no trafficking. Look what is happening now.
And it makes us a laughing stock and violates every notion of who we are as a nation.
Let me ask you a follow-up
Kristen,
question.
they did it. We changed the policy.
Your response
they
to
did
that?
it. We changed.
did not.
They built the cages. Who built the cages, Joe?
Let's talk about what
Who
we're
built the
talking about.
cages,
Let's
Joe?
talk about what we're talking about. What happened? Parents were ripped, their kids were ripped from their arms and separated. And now they cannot find over 500 of sets of those parents, and those kids are alone.
You're worried about right now 500 parents. You were worried about that at that particular time about 500 kids. You got 21,000 right now on your hands. 21,000 on your hands. I like to bring this video up because this is how this incompetent leader of the United States of America, that is the 46th president, the way that this man is lying, and he lied to all the migrant population, it is just unbelievable. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing? We're live at Facebook and we're live at YouTube. If you want to give it a like on the video on Facebook and YouTube, and also if you want to share this video out, thank you so much. Let's get more people on the live feed. Ultimately, also buy me a coffee on the bottom link if you guys like to contribute to our independent and travel fund, independent reporting and travel fund. There it is. Buy me a coffee in my PayPal. Thank you so much. We will be traveling soon again. Look at this lie also.
Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. It's criminal. It's criminal.
Let me ask
Kristen,
you
I will
about
say this.
immigration.
They went
10
down. We
seconds, and
brought
then I need to ask
reporters,
you.
everything. They are so well taken care of. They're in facilities that were so clean.
But some
and
of
have
them
gotten
haven't been
such
reunited
But
with
just
their
ask
families.
one question. Who built the cages? I'd love you to ask him that. Who built the cages?
Let me ask about your immigration policy, Mr. Vice President. The Obama administration did fail to deliver immigration reform, which had been a key promise during the administration. It also presided over record deportations as well as family detentions at the border before changing course. So why should voters trust you with an immigration overhaul now?
Because we made a mistake. It took too long to get it right.
You made a mistake and it took too long to get it right. That is his response right now, people. He made a mistake and it took too long to get it right. What kind of mistake, what kind of justification are you going to say right now for what you did on the 8th of September, that you told everybody that you were going to stop deporting people to Haiti? So you provoke all the people from Haiti for coming and you funnel again the deportation. It's a humongous business for you. Humongous business. Look at what he says right here.
Took too long to get it right. I'll be president of the United States, not vice president of the United States. And the fact is, I've made it very clear. Within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United States Congress a pathway to citizenship for over 11 million undocumented people. And
where is that right now? A pathway for 11 million undocumented people. Is that happening right now? He said, as soon as I become president, he is going to help 11 undocumented people. Is that is a pathway for citizenship? Is that happening right now? Another lie.
all of those so-called dreamers, those DACA kids, they're going to be immediately certified again to be able to stay in this country and put on a path to citizenship. The idea that they are being sent home by this guy and they want to do that is they're going to a country they've never seen before. I can imagine you're 5 years old, your parents are taking you across the Rio Grande
just like
River and
the Rio Grande River, just like people are doing it right now, Joe. And you're sending them back, all these people from Haiti, you're sending them back. And people from Guatemala also, you're sending them back. And some people have never seen their country. Just like that. This is the left. Always projecting people. Always. Always so many lies, creating a better pathway for migrants. That was his whole get down. To make people believe that he was going to create a better pathway for migrants. This is the first article. It was released by AFP 14 hours ago. Says right here, migrant families are sent back to Haiti by the United States attempting to enter the country from Mexico, are angry at their treatment and fearful of returning back home to a life punctuated by gang violence. This is a picture of them arriving to Puerto Príncipe. Recent days, 15,000 Haitians crossed into the United States and waited out underneath the Rio Grande. The article goes and says this: the deportation of Haitian migrants had been temporarily suspended by Washington after a devastating earthquake hit the Caribbean nation last month. But in recent days, more than 15,000 Haitians crossed into the country from Mexico and found themselves stranded for days in Texas under a bridge spanning the Rio Grande River, blocked from many moving onwards. This is one of the articles and a picture that proves that they are actually deporting to or returning them back to Haiti, as a lot of people were doubting that they were deporting people to Guatemala, and we shown how they arrived to the airport, and this is the same private airline that they arrived to the airport and they were deporting them. And these flights that they are arriving to Guatemala with deportees, they are continuous, people. They are continuous. They're every day. They're arriving with deportees. The whole thing about this that I'm trying to say is, where is the pathway for migrants that you told everybody, and you used that strategy against the past President Trump to make Trump look like a racist, like an opportunist, like a fascist, like a narcissist. And you created this idea and this cloud on the other side to make people believe that you were going to help them, that you were going to create a better pathway for them. And ultimately, it landed on you sending Kamala Harris to Guatemala, saying, do not come, do not come, do not come. Saying, Jen Psaki, if this doesn't stop, we're going to militarize Honduras, Guatemala, and Mexico. And not only that, but you are also saying, President Biden saying, we cannot take this anymore. So where is the better pathway? Where is it? This is another article that it was released. Another article that it was released by the Washington Post. It says right here, deportees, and this one was released at 9:52 p.m. yesterday, Sunday. Says deportees land in Puerto Príncipe. Nobody told us we were going back to Haiti. Joe Biden. There's a comment right here. These are the kind of speculations that, that they are, show me the proof. Of course, people are going to say this as exactly they were saying, no, Oscar, they're not deporting them to Guatemala. They're just moving them to other states. The cases that you hear that they're moving them to other states, they are legitimate cases of asylum. The ones that they're deporting right now, they are not legitimate cases of asylum. Show me your proof. And show me the document that it says that these people that they are moving in the United States are not legitimate cases of asylum, and they're holding them in the United States. Show me that. Because the ones that they're holding are because they are legitimate cases of asylum, or they are cases that they're taking as asylum. The ones that they're deporting them, they're not cases of asylum. So yes, they are deporting right now. It's comparable evidence. People are so stubborn sometimes. This article released by the Washington Post, it says, deportees land in the Puerto Príncipe. Nobody told us that we were going back to Haiti. It says right here, yesterday, 9:52. It says he crossed to the Mexican River. This is an example of a migrant that he crossed to the Mexican River and he was returned back. It says Johnson Boers, 23, stepped off the Boeing 737 on Sunday and into the Haitian capital, terrified by a city torn apart by violence and homeland, and can barely remember. These are examples of migrants that supposedly they have never been into Haiti, and now they're returning back to Haiti. Which I am saying right here is what Biden just told you guys on this debate. This is why this debate, it is so important for everybody to understand. What Biden was telling Trump, that he was separating families and he was sending them back to places where they have never seen before. That Trump was, sending them back to places that which they have never seen before. And Biden is doing exactly the same thing. There's a comment right here which is pretty annoying, but I will read it. It says, you believe pictures. Okay, Washington Post has been sued by Judicial Watch for false records, as a lot of people were believing that they were not deporting them to Tapachula, and I shown you that. What are these people that they're speculating on this live feed? What are they going to do when we show live video of them being deported? What they're going to say? Oh, yeah, now it's comparable, Oscar. Now I believe it. So this is exactly what Joe Biden was projecting on Donald Trump. It is exactly what he's doing. This is another article right now. Another article right here. This is by Reuters. September 20th, 3:50 a.m. U.S. authorities accelerate the removal of Haitians at the border with Mexico. It says right here on the bottom, Ciudad Acuña, Mexico, September 18. Authorities moved some 2,000 people to the other immigration processing stations on Friday from Texas border town that has been overwhelmed by an influx of Haitian and other migrants, the Department of Homeland Security said on Saturday. Such transfers will continue in order to ensure that irregular migrants are swiftly taken into custody, processed, and removed from the United States consistent with our laws and policy. This is with the speculation that people are saying on the live feed. They're not deporting them, Oscar. They're moving them to detention centers. Of course. That's obvious. They're going to move them from there to a detention center, process them, and then deport them or return them back. It is a process. Says while some migrants seeking jobs and safely have been making their way to the United States for weeks and months, it is in its recent days that the number have been converging in Del Rio, Texas, has drawn widespread attention, posing a humanitarian and political challenge for the Biden administration. Humanitarian and political challenge. It is not a challenge. It is a crisis. Another article. Also, there's another one that I will read right here, Frontera Noticias Online. It says right here, Texas starts the deportation of migrants, and it awaits for flights to exit from Coahuila, also to their place of origin. The past Sunday, flights started massively, returning almost 15,000. They're going to return almost 15,000 migrants with people from Central and South America that they are stationed underneath the bridge. According to information from mainstream media and also from local media, 3 airplanes left with 320 migrants that they were directed to Port-au-Príncipe, leaving the city of San Antonio, Texas. That's another information from Frontera Noticias Online. If they're returning that back little by little, it means that they are still the policy to return them back and to deport them back to Haiti. It has been reinstated. Now, how this is, is practically affecting the other side and the other political side, that is the Democratic side. So according to this is coming in from also fake news CNN. But it says right here, Democratic lawmakers urge Biden administration to halt the deportations to Haiti. So there's lawmakers which they are saying stop the deportations to Haiti. They were outside of the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services protesting. More than 50 Democratic lawmakers urged the Biden administration Friday to halt deportations to Haiti. Nearly 10,000 migrants overwhelmed the Del Rio, Texas. So this is lawmakers that they are against the deportations. 50 lawmakers that are against the deportations from people from Haiti. Now, what is Title 42? Good morning to everybody. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. Buy me a copy on the bottom link. If you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting and travel fund, buy me a copy on the bottom link. Thank you so much. What is Title 42? Title 42, it was a policy that it was implemented and enforced by the Trump administration. And everybody thought that Title 42 was a violation of humanitarian rights. It is a violation of this, is a violation of that. Joe Biden was going to come in. He was going to change Title 42. He's going to immediately change Title 42. Everybody thought that. This is the explanation for people that they don't know why this is emerging, Title 42. And this is the explanation of Title 42 expulsion. Now, look at here. What is the most important thing about reading this? And the most important thing is that Biden lied again. He said that he was going to remove Title 42 and that he was going to help all the migrant population. Look at this statement from the recent statements from Title 42. It says right here, Title 42 expulsions are removals by the U.S. government of people who have recently been in a country where a communicable disease was present, which is COVID. The extent of authority for contagion-related expulsions is set out by the law 42 U.S.C. 265. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the Trump administration used this provision, Section 265, to generally block land entry to many migrants. Look what it says right here. The program has been continued by the Biden administration. So what is the, I'm asking myself, where is the creating a better pathway for migrants, Biden? Where is the beliefs of all the leftists, all the NGOs? My God, Trump is racist, Trump is this, Trump is that. Where is it? Where? Biden is doing exactly what he was not to do, and he's doing it now. Trump enforced Title 42 because there was a pandemic, and this guy has enforced it again now when he said that he was not going to enforce it. Got nothing a problem with it. The problem is the lie that you're creating. The lie that you're creating says the program allows the United States Border Patrol and United States Customs to prohibit the entry of people who potentially pose a health risk, either by virtue or being a subject to previously announced travel restrictions, or because they unlawfully enter the country to bypass health screening measures. People subject to the order are not held in congregate areas for processing and are instead immediately expelled to their country of their last transit, which they are doing right now. If they are enabled to be returned to the country of last transit, the Border Patrol will work with its interagency partners to expel the person to their country of origin. Expulsions under Title 42 are not based on immigration status and are tracked separately from immigration. Now, what has this provoked, people? As you guys seen, migrants thought that Joe Biden was going to help them. And now that he provoked this incentivization to continue, you ask immigrants and you ask migrants, what do you think about this? That they're saying, now they're saying, you're not, we do not come. Now Biden is saying, you know what? Do not come. What now Kamala is saying, do not come. What do you think of that? And the migrants say, we don't care. No human being will stop the immigration flow. Every single one. They will not stop, because their idea is that no matter who, the immigration flow will never stop. This is created by these globalists and these people that they created this global compact of immigration, which now is catching some fire. And now people are understanding what the globalist compact of immigration is provoking to the world. This, what all these leftist tabloid writers, they don't want to talk about the global compact of immigration because they say that George Soros is a philanthropist. I want to know, where's his philanthropy right now underneath the bridge of Del Rio? Where's George Soros, by the way, right there, giving them water, food, and clothing? Where is he? Is he aiding and abetting right there? I'm just asking a simple question. Where is he? Where's George Soros right now? Helping, aiding, and abetting his global compact that he created. This is why a lot of countries got out of it. A lot of countries got out of it. Reason number one why they got out. And it is comparable evidence now that Obama had the United States in the global compact. So they were planning to continue this. What makes you think that the United States right now, it is not in the global compact of immigration? What makes you think otherwise? Who is going to stop this flow? Have you guys seen George Soros give out a statement about what is happening into this massive influx? Have you guys seen Antonio Guterres, the head chief of the United Nations, give out a statement about what is happening right now in this immigration influx? Have you guys seen them explain something to the world on how they're going to handle this global compact of immigration? Give out a statement. Something. Say something. For God's sake, say something. Have you guys seen one of them? Just one. This is Title 42. As they are right now returning back little by little. A lot of them, they're processing them in some detention centers for them to be processed to be returned back, according to the process that is done, that every asylum case and refugee case should be held in the United States of America because of the stay in Mexico policy was not reinstated. So they had to do the asylum and refugee case inside of the United States of America. Also, the catch and release was that policy was taken off by Joe Biden, so it got reinstated again. This caused a collapse again of people not coming back to court. This is, let me show you something right here. It's a picture of them arriving to Puerto Príncipe. Right here. This is the aftermath of Del Rio. Right here. Where are all the environmentalists? Oh, my coffee. I'm done. Where are all these environmentalists, man? I'm a guy that has two diplomas and 2 certifications on vehicle contamination. I do environmental audits. So I know a lot about the contamination of hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and also a lot of contaminants, hidrógeno and nitrógeno. So I know a lot about that contaminants, how the cars contaminate the atmosphere and all this kind of stuff. I know a lot about that. So what I'm asking right now is where the environmentalists right here. This is a picture right here that it tells you specifically. There's another one right here. The kids right here in the trash. Sad. This is why I have been saying, stop the child abuse, man. Stop child abuse. Stop child exploitation. This is child abuse. Why are you using your kid to go through humanitarian conditions, humid conditions, weather conditions, walking on the concrete, on the hot concrete, being detained by the border agents? What the trauma of these kids that are going to have, and the memories that they're going to have for the rest of their lives. The kids, is not their fault, and a lot of people with no heart are going to say right here, it's the fault of the parent, Oscar Blue. I know that it's the fault of the parent. That justification, it is not. It does not help. It is the reality. Yes, it's the fault of the parent for putting them through to this travesty. Yes, it is the fault of them. But how are we going to fix this? And this is child abuse. You're taking your kid through a certain particular area, through certain particular weather, walking on certain particular conditions that you know that is going to be horrific for him. Horrific for him. You know that it's going to rain, and you're not going to have a cover for them to cover them. You don't even have an umbrella. But you're going to make them walk and walk, pushing them through weather changes, through jungle changes, through infections, through diseases. That is child abuse. When you see a caravan, and I have walked with them, you cannot tell me I have walked with them, and I have talked to them when I'm walking with them, and I have seen them walk for kilometers and kilometers and kilometers with their kids, carrying them on their arms. And I looked at them and I say, why? Why, man? Look at your kid. He's thirsty. He needs water. He's going to have a heat stroke. Put him down. Go in the shadow. Oh, we need to move. We need to get out of here. We are in need. I know, but your kid is suffering. Why you put the kids through this? Why? It is child abuse. And at the same time as you seeing these people walking with their kids barefoot on the hot concrete with blisters, these poor kids being detained, and there's a woman laying on the floor fighting a border agent, and the kid is under her arms. For God's sake, that memory stays in my mind. And there's another one walking through the National Guard, raining with his kid with a diaper and a little shirt, and it is a thunderstorm, a tropical storm, wrapped up in plastic. All these kids that you are putting them through this suffering, it is child abuse. But through all this stuff, you see humanitarian rights people walking with the caravan. When are you going to say something about that? Isn't that inhumane? Isn't that incorrect for a child to go through? Stop child abuse in the caravans. Stop it, man. Why they have to live through this trauma? Why? Why they have to? It's just, I cannot put my mind into my son. If you have a son or a daughter, imagine, for God's sake, I don't want to even imagine. God forbid. Muchas gracias, Dios mío, por tenerme donde estoy. God forbid. But I cannot even imagine putting your kid through this and seeing this consistent trauma. Imagine growing up and remembering. Holy cow, man. It just breaks your heart. It breaks your heart, really. A lot of people say, oh, Oscar, you're a child abuse advocate. Yes, I am. My job is to expose all of this child abuse. They're parents. You are a parent. Parents are not parents anymore. Parents are supposed to be protecting your son. If you're protecting your son, why are you putting them through this travesty? They're running away from fear, Oscar. They're running away to protect them. Yes. But this is not the way. If you're going to protect your son, why are you putting them through this? You already know it's going to be a horrible travesty. It's going to be horrible to migrate. Which country am I okay to migrate? How is it to go to the United States of America? It is this way. It is this way. It is this way. Look at this statement as I'm looking at this picture. This was a statement by a migrant, which I am going to read right here. This is a statement that it was released on a portal in Mexico. It's a statement by a migrant from Haiti. It says right here, a migrant, Mondesir Cirilen, explained how he spent about $15,000 to leave Haiti, traveling first to Brazil and then by land to eventually cross the shallow Rio Grande River to the United States in the southern border. Look what it says right here. This is a really good point. It says, I could have invested that money here. I could have built a great business. It's not like we don't know how to do things, he said. Who created this idea in their heads? That the United States is open. You know where this is going? Where did he get the $15,000, Oscar? They sell their businesses. They sell their houses. They sell whatever they have in their property, in their land. And because this incentivization of Joe Biden, that he completely lied to every single one of them, as I've shown you right now in the video, saying there was no traffickers. There was no, there's no traffickers in the caravans. There's no traffickers over there. It's a complete blatant lie, he said. Now it's comparable that they're, for God's sake. Not only that, but he said that he was going to create a better pathway for migrants programs, and he was going to take away the Title 42 policy. And the stay in Mexico policy, he was not going to reinforce it, and he reinforced it again. So why you lied? So you created this lie on a people that is living on Haiti. It's a guy that traveled 10 countries to get to the United States of America. He spent $15,000. When he got to the United States, he just got deported back to Haiti. And he said, I spent $15,000 trying to get to the United States on this idea that it was created by the leftists and by the president and by the Biden administration. So you created this idea and this dream on this person to spend all these thousands of dollars for them to get to the United States. So when they get to the United States, they're not allowed and they're not admissible. So they will return back in there with no money. Exactly what you were projecting right now in the debate with Donald Trump. That you were saying Trump is separating families and they're returning them back to a place that they never have been before. You're doing it. You're the one that is doing it. Not him. You're the one. Incredible what this Biden disaster. It is a Biden disaster. Look at this other photograph, man. Papers, clothing, water bottles. I will end this live feed with this again. For after we have shown you guys this, I will end this live feed with this. So you guys can understand how prepotent and how ignorant these leftists are. They don't want to admit that this man lied to every single one. Everybody knew that he was lying. Everybody knew. I knew that he was lying. On the same day, I did a video that went viral on the port of entry of El Chaparral. Sooner Politics catch up to that video, and it was explainable to all and their website. As this man was lying about child trafficking and the NGOs that they're located in our country, aiding and abetting this to continue. It's okay to help. It's okay to help migrants. Yes, I'm a pro-migrant myself. I'm a legal pro-migrant myself. There needs to be a process to help people. Yes, I understand that. These third world class countries, they need help. Yes, I understand that. They're corrupt. Yes, I understand that. But why the United States alone has to be the only country that helps? Why? Where's Canada, by the way? Where's the UK, by the way? Where's Hong Kong? You know, right now, the United States is not the most capitalist country in the world, for everybody to understand. They are number 6. So who are the other 5? And where are they helping this humanitarian crisis? Hong Kong, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Canada. Then it's the United States. Where's Taiwan, by the way? Also that they can help. Where's Germany? Where's France? Where's Italy? Where are all these countries? And you're relying on Mexico, that is a third world class country, that it's unbearable what is happening to us in terms to insecurity and violence. What is happening to Panama, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador with this massive influx? We don't have the money to take care of this massive influx. Where are all these countries? Where is the Elite 7? Where are they? Why the United States the only questionable? Why? Why the United States has to be the only solution? Not defending the United States. I'm just giving you facts. Why they have to be? Where are all these countries that you're saying, okay, let's send money to help them? All right. Why only the United States? Why Canada's not sending? Why Hong Kong is not sending? Why all these first-class countries not helping humanity? Right, United Nations? Where is your help? Where? Why you have to rely the responsibility on Mexico that is a trampoline to the United States of America? I will put this video, and then I will talk to you about last topic that is really important for everybody.
And it's illegal. And you say, oh, no, Mom, leave me here. I'm not going to go with you. They've been here. Many of them are model citizens. Over 20,000 of them are first responders out there taking care of people during this crisis. We owe them. We owe them.
Kristen, he had 8 years to do what he said he was going to do. And I've changed without having a specific. We got rid of catch and release. We got rid of a lot of horrible things that they put in and that they lived with. But he had 8 years he was vice president. He did nothing except build cages to keep children in.
Vice President Biden, your response.
The catch and release, you know what he's talking about there? If in fact you had a family came across and they were arrested, they in fact were given a date to show up for their hearing. They were released. And guess what? They showed up for a
No. This guy. Holy cow. But because of how Trump is and because of the fear, a lot of people were not showing up to court the next day. It's because of you and your fear tactics. Oh my God, you're such a fear-mongering guy. Right, Biden? Right? He goes with the pandering. Look at this. It's how leftists work.
hearing. And this is the first president in the history of the United States of America that anybody seeking asylum has to do it in another country. That's never happened before in America. That's never happened before in America. You come to the United States and you make your case that I seek asylum based on the following premise: why I deserve it under American law. They're sitting in squalor on the other side of the river.
President Trump, your response,
so
30
important.
seconds, and then we'll move
It just shows that he has no understanding of immigration or the laws. Catch and release is a disaster. A murderer would come in, a rapist would come in, a very bad person would come in. We would take their name, We have to release them into our country. And then you say they come back. Less than 1% of the people come back. We have to send ICE out and Border Patrol out to find them. We would say, come back in 2 years, 3 years. We're going to give you a court case. You need Perry Mason. We're going to give you a court case. When you say they come back, they don't come back, Joe. They never come back. Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ, they might come back.
Okay, President Trump, let's give Vice President Biden a chance to respond, and then we're going to move on to the
You
next
don't know
section.
the law, Joe.
Vice President Biden, your response.
Know the law, what he's telling you is simply not true.
Well, check it out. They don't come back.
Check it out.
All right, let's move on.
But we don't have to
the
worry
next
about it because they
section.
terminated it. So we don't have to worry about it
Let's
anymore.
move on to the next
And you have
section.
525 kids not knowing where in God's name.
You got 21,000 right now, Joe. You're worried about 25 kids. That was a great justification for your debate. But you got 21,000 right now. 21,000. How this video is so important for every single one of us, man. You want to know what other thing is so ridiculous that they're doing? And this is, we are for equality of law, right? We are for equality of always your country first, right? We are for equality of let's respect each other as a country, right? This is what it just came in. Said Betanzos Arzola, a well-known journalist in our country, just posted this on his page. This is a COVID certificate. Thank you to Said Betanzos Arzola, one of the most well-recognized journalists in our state, possibly in our country of Mexico. Muchas gracias a Said Betanzos Arzola por dar esta noticia. Gracias, Said. Credit to Said Betanzos Arzola. What is this? According to the government of the United States of America, look how ridiculous and how incompetent this administration is. Look how bad this administration is. All right? So supposedly today, the government of the United States said that every Mexican that has a tourist visa or that has a work permit will be allowed into the United States of America if they have proof of their vaccination card and their negative COVID test. Two things right here of this incompetent Biden administration. So you're telling me that all the people that you have categorized as no essential, non-essential, all these Mexican people that they have already been vaccinated, that they have their COVID test negative, that they are non-essential to your country, that they're the ones that provide economy on the other side of the United States of America, or all the border businesses in the United States of America are slowly collapsing because of this non-essential nonsense. It was non-essential when Donald Trump said non-essential nobody, because we're under a pandemic. Everybody thought, okay, nobody's non-essential. All right, we got to wait. Not even the migrants, they cannot ask for asylum. Not essential. We have to wait because of this COVID pandemic. It's obvious. But now, this justification of the government of the United States to put, and I'm with you. You're trying to ask for a COVID certification. I'm with you. You're trying to ask for a vaccination report card. I'm with you. Ask them. What's going on, Joe, on your borders? What's going on your borders? This is a comment right here. Oscar, work on close. In the end of your board, regardless, there will not be an invasion if Mexico were not closed their border and the United States picked up closing their border. This will not be continuously happening if your president was not incentivizing this to happen. Also, Mexico government and the Mexican president has their own fault for being in the global compact of immigration. But this catastrophe that just happened underneath the bridge of Del Rio was incentivized, and it was provoked by your president. Not only your president, but your administration, that you're going to say he's not my president, he stole the election, blah, 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 all of this. All right. Okay. Go ahead now with your tantrum. After your tantrum, you will admit that he's the 46th president, whether you like it or not. And he took the decision of incentivizing a mass migration by saying to the population, when he initiated as being a president, I will accept 125,000 per year. Due to that factor, the border reopened. Before that, Trump had a policy with Mexico, just for you to know, that they were having a threat of a tariff if they open up the border and they did not control the flow. Biden came in, he told the president of Mexico, lift the tariff, there's no threat anymore, so the border is open. Who took the decision on opening up the border? Take that to your consideration. Let's go back to the topic. So, you have all these millions of people coming in through an open border. Millions. I'm not talking about hundreds of thousands. Now it's millions. The quantity is millions now. They're on vaccine, untested. Jen Psaki was asked the other day on the White House, you're enforcing COVID restrictions on American citizens, but you have the open border. And she said, exactly. Next question. So they don't want to answer that. But this is where I'm going. So you're exercising, as a country, you're exercising your right to say to Mexico, we need you to particularly bring your COVID test and your vaccination card. Mexicans are ready. Believe me, the Mexican citizens, that they are legit and legal, that they want to cross to the United States of America, and they want to bring their economy to the United States of America. They're ready to be essential. They are ready. What's going on with your open border? And not only that, how ridiculous and how hypocritical this is. When you're enforcing a vaccination record card, do you know, Joe Biden, how many citizens of the United States of America live over here in Mexico? Do you know how many? In Baja California alone, almost 1.5 million United States of America live over here. Only in Baja California alone, the state of Baja California has over 1 million citizens living over here. So these citizens that they live over here, some of them they have dual citizenship, some of them they are American citizens, but they cross over every day to go to work. So let me ask you this question. Almost a month ago, there was a Baja festival over here in Rosarito, in the municipal city of Rosarito. 3 days of Baja festival. Close to 150,000, 20 to 50,000 citizens of the United States of America came over here to that Baja festival where Bad Bunny was over there. He sings like that, horrible singer. Also, J Balvin was in there. You know, all reggaeton, all this domestic crazy music that they put right now to incentivize sexuality to kids now. But that's another topic. So these two clowns, they were in here with their music in Rosarito, right? More than 150,000 citizens of the United States of America on vaccine, untested, traveled to our country. Right? Where is your consideration as the United States government to our Mexican people that you are saying that you want them to have a vaccination card and also a negative COVID test? Where is the Mexican government asking the United States citizens to say, what are you doing over here? I'm traveling. You cannot travel. You're not essential. The United States is closed also to tourists. What you're going to say? The Mexico needs tourism. The United States also needs tourism. What are you going to say? The Mexican citizens need dollars. The United States also needs from the Mexican economy. When you're in a border, we rely on our economies. That is how a border keeps afloat the economy. the importing and exporting, the international trade. It is a ridiculous effect that you're telling me more than 1.2 million people cross on a daily basis on every side of the border of the United States of America, back and forth. And you're telling me that you're asking for a vaccination card, and also you're asking for a negative COVID test to go to the United States of America, but you're not asking your citizens of the United States of America to provide also a vaccination card and a negative COVID test to go to Mexico? And you're traveling back and forth in places where there are a lot of people that they're infected? How is that virus going to be contained? Where's the logic on that? 150,000, almost close to 150,000 on the Baja Fest. Close to 150,000. Was crazy. Not only that, you had on Labor Day, close to 65,000. 65,000 on Labor Day. I'm trying to find something right here that I want to show you. Close to 65,000 in Labor Day. It was crazy. Let me show you this image right here. Yeah, this is one that I can take. This is one. This was on close to 1 month ago. This one. Also this one. This one right here also. Even Canelo Alvarez, the professional boxer of Mexico, that he lives in San Diego, California, he was there. So what are the regulations? This is what I'm asking. Like, how ridiculous this administration is of consideration to another country. How ridiculous this is. Let me just put the pictures on the let me put pictures right here. Let me remove this so you guys can actually see. This was around a month ago, a little bit more than a month ago. And on Labor Day, more than 65,000 Americans came over here. What the hell? And now you got the decency to say, oh, you know what? We're going to ask for the COVID vaccination card, and we're going to ask for the negative COVID test. This is the festival. Look at that. Is there any social distance right here? Great festival, by the way. Fantastic festival. Great concerts, by the way, also. You know, a lot of reggaeton music. Twerking and all that kind of stuff that all these wild kids like nowadays. It was all in there. But no, the vaccination card. Right? Look at this view. Look at this. Look at that. Let me just remove myself so you guys can digest this vaccination card and this negative COVID test. Digest this image for just 5 to 10. Vaccination card, COVID test, gotta use it, right? To all Mexicans, man. Mexicans, gotta bring your COVID negative test and your vaccination card. Hey, Mr. Biden, but you have an open border and everybody's coming. Don't worry about that. But you just did a Baja Festival and everybody was allowed in our country to come. There were like 150,000 people. Nobody asked them for a vaccination card in our country. No, that is your fault. That is not mine. But, sir, the logic is that if they're traveling to a country where they're traveling as tourism and they're going to come back, what assures you that they're not infected again? That is my problem, not yours. pretty imperialistic. Don't you think so? How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. Thank you so much for joining in. Today, I will do my weekly report in Italian. So for people that they like the report in the language of Italian, I will do my report later on. It will be released later on tonight in YouTube. It will be a premiere in YouTube for people that like the report in Italian. So I will do my report later on this afternoon, later on this evening. God bless every single one of you. And also follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero. He's going to have an incredible live feed right now. Go to his page. Go to his page and check his page out. Follow him as he's over there at Del Rio, Texas. People, really, I love the United States of America. I love that country. Committed one mistake, never done nothing wrong with, never done nothing wrong again. I love that country. It's the best country that exists in the world. For me, still, in my mind. Although I love my country of Mexico, and for me, that's my heart. But there's only one way that this is going to happen, and this is going to work. If we work together, that's one. Two, second of all, we need to respect each other. That's two. Mexico needs to respect the United States of America immigration law, and the United States of America needs to respect Mexico's immigration law. We need to respect each other. This, by putting the restriction on Mexicans to not be essential to the United States of America, okay, I respect you, all right. But you being essential over here on a tourist, on your passport only, traveling over here because you want to go to Rosarito, have a nice beer, you're not essential also. Just being fair. God bless every single one of you. Follow me at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Telegram. Also follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero, in all the platforms. He's going live, particularly at YouTube. He's as Real Anthony Agüero. Instagram, he's Real Anthony Agüero. And, also he's live at Twitch sometimes, also as Real Anthony Agüero. Somebody saying, why you're censoring people? Oh my God. Holy cow. Holy cow, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy cow, man. Do I have the button right? Do you see my hands right here? Am I an octopus right now? Am I all over the place like an octopus? There's an algorithm that there on YouTube, which you say some bad words and they will completely hold your comment until it's reviewed. That's not censoring. We have regulations, and we have, ultimately, there is a filter with a insulted comment or a denigrated comment that it will not damage the live feed. For God's sake, come on, man. Stop with the liberal comments. Why you're censoring me? This is a violation of our First Amendment. It is big tech all over my house. Stop. Stop. Let men be men. And let woman be woman again. Please. Chingado. Los hombres que sean hombres y las mujeres que sean mujeres otra vez, hombre. Por favor. Thank you so much for watching. Before I go, I'm going to be traveling again soon. I don't know. There's 2 locations that we are going to go. And, those 2 locations are, I'm going to tell you guys in a few days, where am I possibly going. So we'll be traveling again. So God bless every single one of you. Buy me a coffee is on the bottom link, and also our PayPal is pinned on the bottom. Thank you so much for your contribution. We're independent media, so we don't depend on a mainstream media. Thank you so much. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, peace and love, because always your country's first. God bless.
Y ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and he has...
What do you think, Sarah, this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
Couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the basically fight for your country.
Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.